Hey everybody, welcome to eTrailer.com. I'm Bobby, and today we're taking a look at the Rhino-Rack Vortex Aero Crossbars here on our 2021 Ford Bronco Sport. So these guys are going to be a great way of giving yourself a roof rack capability, which becomes excellent to go ahead and get almost anything on top of your roof. We're talking bike carriers, we're talking roof baskets, roof boxes, anything you need to go ahead and help you in your guys' trips. And I definitely think that the Ford Bronco Sport can really start benefiting from a roof rack just because we really don't have too much room, right? That back seat's pretty limited already. And if we start getting a lot of cargo in there and start really making it uncomfy for everybody driving, those long road trips are going to become a problem. So these guys are going to be great of getting that cargo, getting anything else we need out of our Ford Bronco Sport, and making sure it's with us at our destination. Now today we are working here on the 54-inch bars, which give you a very nice little overhang here. Right now I have about, just to give you guys an idea, about 4 inches or so, and about 5. So about 4 and 5 inches respectively towards our front and our back of actual overhang. And we could actually shift those over a little bit more if we're needing it. Why would we need that overhang? Well, that can be great for things like your kayak load assist, tents, anything else that requires just a little bit overhang here on your Ford Bronco Sport. And if you wanted, you could even shift these bars, offset them just a little bit more, get a little bit more overhang, which can be great. Now, if you guys aren't quite wanting the overhang, you're wanting something a little bit more low profile, kind of low key, that's not taking up too much site here on the top, you could look at the 49-inch bars as well. They're a great fit. Highly recommend checking out that video as well to see if you guys are liking it. But still going to be a great way, guys, of just getting your accessories on there. And again, I really don't think the overhang's too bad, even with I'm getting in here. The things we're always concerned about, right? This being at head height, and you guys can see as I go to step in here, really not going to be too much of an issue. So, like to see that's not too crazy, but we still have the capability of adding on some accessories. So we do have a nice black powder coat finish here on our aluminum bars as well, giving it the nice finish. If you guys aren't quite liking the black though, this is also available in silver, so you guys can go ahead and start matching your own color scheme on your own vehicle. So we are going to have great capacity limits with this guy too. With 165 pounds weight capacity, I think we're going to have no trouble getting most of any accessory we want on here. Now if you guys are looking for something a little bit stronger, there are going to be a few bars out here at eTrailer.com to get you up a little bit in that weight capacity. If you guys are wanting to do a little overlanding, maybe get a lot of tents or something on here, could start looking at some HD bars or core bars here at eTrailer.com. But I still think 165 pounds is perfect, especially for things like a cargo basket, maybe a kayak carrier, that sort of thing. Still going to get you kind of well in line of what we're needing for that. And it is going to be a lightweight aluminum, making it really easy to throw on here, but that aluminum doesn't mean that it's not strong. You guys can see we have this nice H protrusion going, that H channel going all the way through our bar, giving a nice structure and support to it, so it's not flexing in the middle. Some of your lower end bars, you might start seeing a little bit of flex in the middle of the bar, but none that I've seen on here have ever done that, which is great. So at the top here too, you do have your vortex stripping. That's great to go ahead and hopefully reduce your wind drag. And on the inside of that, you guys see that we do have a T-slot attachment. So I think this is great. If I were getting a rack, I would definitely have to have a T-slot attachment in. I think you're gonna start seeing a lot more accessories take full use of it. And you just get all of your accessories be nice and low profile on your bars, which is really, really nice. And that stripping makes it really easy to go ahead and cut it to your size, because it actually comes in 3 pieces. So you're not cutting one whole track, then resizing it. You can go ahead, put your accessory in there, butt up that strip, cut it to size, get it all nice and in line, because again, we want to cut down on that wind noise, and if you leave any gaps, you can start hearing a whistle. So it makes it really easy to go ahead and not have to deal with that. And like I said, it is nice and lightweight as well, making this really, really easy to go ahead and actually hold up and put on top of our roof. Well, let's go ahead and see how we can get it installed. To begin getting our bars installed is going to be really easy. What we want to do is just go ahead and remove our end caps here. Now I've already slotted on just to give you guys a good idea of what we're going to go for, but all we have to do, take our SX series legs here, we're going to have our little channel attachments here, and all we do is simply slot it right there, give it a little wiggle, and then we're already in. So I like to just replace my end caps while they're up there. That way it doesn't come sliding out on me, but we're not gonna lock it because we're still gonna need to get inside those end caps and actually start tightening these on. So we simply wanna just lift our crossbars here. You can choose whichever side you want. They do have a nice arrow look. and just gently set them across. So what you're also going to need to do is just going to go ahead and kind of be arbitrary in your placement. This is really where it's going to start being up to you guys at home and what you guys need for your own accessories. So a lot of accessories out there are going to need a 24-inch minimum spread between your bars. We've already gone ahead and set our bars here just about 6 inches or so from this rear post. That's going to give us a good starting position. So we just need to go ahead, grab ourselves a tape measure, find about 24 inches, and start aligning this on our crossbars. So of course we do need to pop off this end cap here, and I still have it to where I can adjust this going across and side to side. So what we want to do, simply set this at our appropriate distance. I've set mine to be 25 inches center on center for ourselves. Now we don't want to tighten this down all the way because we still actually want to be able to shift this either to the sides here to get our overhang correctly. So what I like to do, bring myself either to the front or the rear of my vehicle and really start eyeballing it can be helpful. So as you guys can see, I got it pretty close here today. The one thing you can do too, once you have it very, very close, take your tape measure one more time, measure from the side of your foot pad out to the end. As you guys can see here, I'm right about 3 3/4 inches to the end here, and I have the same overhang on the other side. So once we've gone ahead and made our adjustments, we can take our included tool and start tightening it down all the way. That way we're nice and secure on our roof. So we have our included tool here. As you guys can see, we have a little curve in here. Now as this starts to straighten, as I kind of like go to tighten this, that means we're actually nice and torqued down. So as you guys can see, now that I'm getting towards the end, it's flexing out here, getting pretty straight, and then I know I'm nice and secure. So let's go ahead and repeat that process, and then just give yourself a nice little shake, making sure that our crossbars aren't shifting this way, nor are our foot pads going off our side rails here. So let's go ahead and tighten them all down, and we'll be installed. But with a quick check here, we can see that we are nice and secure. This guy's going nowhere, which is excellent. Now all I need to do, go ahead and replace our end cap here. Lock it in place, and that way nobody can mess with it. Now the last little step is going to be to go ahead and actually fill in this bottom channel. Why that is, you're going to start hearing a little rumble as you guys go down the road, as that wind starts kind of getting in there, really start to make some noise. So filling that up is going to be great to go ahead and reduce that inconvenience, but other than that, you're nice and installed. Well, now that we have it installed, we can actually hop up here, see how it's interacting with the roof of our Ford Bronco Sport. So the big thing that we're going to need is going to be the height that we're adding and the clearance that we have here on our roof rack. So from the corrugate here to the very top of our bar, that's going to put us right at 3.5 inches there, maybe just a tad under. So maybe about 3 3/8 inches, but definitely not too much height, which is great. I really do like how low profile these are. And the clearance that we're working with here, that is going to be putting you at 2 1/8 inches. So the clearance there could be just a slight little issue if you have any kind of clamp-on accessories or any accessories that bolt through and then kind of a flange that go through it. Now, I have thrown a couple of accessories on here utilizing a very similar Vortex bar like we mentioned before, this 49 inches, and we had no trouble getting almost all of the accessories we wanted on here. But if you are having that issue, sometimes all you need to do is just shorten the bolts that you're using. So those flange mount systems, those clamp-ons, sometimes if you can shorten their bolt size, that makes it easier grip on here. But I think that's still pretty good spacing. Again though, if you do have an accessory that has like a really bulky clamp-on system, just bear that in mind for your rear bars. Well, that install really doesn't take too long, and I do really like how we're not having too much kind of height being added to the roof here at our Ford Bronco Sport. That makes it really easy to go ahead, pull this in the garage, not worry about any of those pesky drive-thrus that we might be going, and I think it just looks really good on here. Again, in my opinion, if you guys aren't quite liking this overhang, definitely give those 49 inches a look. They look great on here as well, really minimal on the sides, but I do like that I have the capability of, like I said, adding on any of my kayak load assists, tents, anything else I want that actually does need a little overhang. And like I said, really not impacting too much here. I don't think we're gonna be worried about our passengers getting in and hitting their heads, which is great. Overall, the Vortex bars are just a great way, guys, of getting your accessories out and on top of your vehicle. That way, we have a way more pleasant drive getting to our destinations. Otherwise though, guys, I think that about does it for our look at the Rhino-Rack Vortex Aero Crossbars here on our 2021 Ford Bronco Sport. I'm Bobby. Thank you for watching.